All right, I can finally make this video, bro. I've been waiting for the perfect time, and considering that my package was gonna be here within the next 2 days, I figured it would be the perfect way. It would be the perfect way to have an unboxing on the channel of some more stuff from the brand, but also introduce you to the next layer, leg, pillar of the brand, whatever you want to call it, right? And one thing about me that you probably didn't know, that a lot of you probably did not know, or if you do know, you probably don't know how much, but one thing about me is, I've always been an athlete. That's neither here nor there, but it's a little bit deeper than that, right? Not only have I always been an athlete, but I've always loved boxing. I've been boxing for quite some time, and I just love, at this point, I just love staying sharp, training others, things of that nature. So anyways, the other leg of my brand that I'm working on, that I'm developing right now, is the boxing part. And it is a little different because, most people, when they go and they say, you know what, I'm going to make a brand and I'm going to make some stuff for athletes, they just say, you know what, I'm going to make, basketball shorts, or I'm going to make, football, I don't know, football stuff, something, I don't know. Most people are not coming out of the gate and making boxing equipment. I mean, that's just the facts. I don't think anybody knows anybody who's not already been in the game for a long time that makes boxing equipment. These days, there's been a bit of saturation going on in the game. There's been a lot of new brands showing up. You got, Hit and Move and all these different people kind of showing up. But I want to tell a story about how I got into boxing, and I want to show some of my stuff, right? Because this summer is the plan, is where I plan on really pushing it, God forbid. So, it's crazy. All these are the gloves. I'm a little bit far, but yeah, no, this is my guy. We train everywhere, anywhere we can. You know what I mean? And I've gotten his fundamentals together. We've gotten them, or I've gotten them really well. You know what I mean? I've got them together really well. And it's fulfilling to see the transformation, to work on the science, the rhythm, to work on, the techniques and everything like that. Me, myself, I stay sharp when it comes to the fundamentals and then some. Love sparring and stuff, but I'm not really a wild boy when it comes to that type of stuff. I don't play boxing. I respect the game. But yeah, I'll tell the story. So I was dating a girl. I'll tell the story about behind this picture and what it led to. So I was dating a girl. I think we dated for like a year. Usually my longest relationships, bro, a year was my longest relationship. I adored this girl, but ultimately we didn't work out, and it was just it was a respect thing, but that's none of y'all business. So I was dating a girl, and we went to LA together, and there were some things I wanted to cross off the list, right? But happened, fate is kind of crazy this way, because when I was down there, I went to go visit some stores, went to go see some stuff, and I have a fight night page. I have a page where I play a lot of Fight Night Champion, actually, and I'm really, really good at the game. You know what I mean? I've been posting on the Instagram page for quite some time, and somebody happened to come across it that worked at Wild Card Boxing, with just Freddie Roach's gym, and we corresponded for a little bit, and I end up going down. While I'm down there, I end up going to the gym because, it's a piece of history. And lo and behold, Freddie Roach is up in there. And I kind of told him where I'm from and what I'm into and stuff. I didn't go into too many details, but I mean, at this point, I was just using some whatever equipment. I wasn't really thinking about it. I just love the sport. So we were talking about the sport for a while. He showed me around the gym. It was chill. He showed me the fighter gym. This is the gym where, Pacquiao and all these guys, they train and do all of their media stuff. He's a very sharp dude, considering. A lot of controversy around Freddie Roach at times. Some of y'all may not know, but that's not what this video is about. So after I left the gym, And I've talked to a few boxers and stuff before, so you know it ain't nothing. But after I left the gym, you know, I go back to the spot me and my girl at the time were staying at, and I'm in the shower, and I just started thinking like, so when I get an idea, it's always random. Like I'm just doing something, and it almost comes to me like an epiphany every time. You know what I mean? The only thing that sucks is that all of my ideas cost bread, and I'm self-invested. I don't have any investors. I don't have any loans or anything like that. So I just had an idea, and I was like, you know what? I got this athleisure clothing that I'm wearing. Like right now, I'm wearing the shirt. I made the shorts. I made some stuff, right? You know, hooped in it and all that type of stuff. I'll work out in my stuff, and I've also boxed in my stuff. So I felt like, you know what? I know exactly what I think that I should step into this game and make some equipment, because I know exactly what I like to on my hands. I know exactly, you know, what boxers like when they're using gloves. There's a lot of brands that are coming out. They're preaching that fancy science stuff to sell you, and I feel it. But at the very end of the day, you know, I'm not looking to compete with them. I'm looking to go and compete with people who've been in this game for a very long time, right? Everlast, you know, winning, those likes of those people. Even, I mean, Cleto Reyes has been around for a long time, but I don't like Cleto Reyes gloves because they feel like bricks. You know what I mean? They have that little silicone or whatever that's in there that makes them feel like rocks. I don't really like them. You know what I mean? I like gloves that you can open to catch punches, to parry punches, that you can they're very lightweight, that you can catch and shoot with. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. So what do? I go home with this idea. I have an epiphany. I tell my girl at the time, I'm like, yo, this would be crazy if I did this. You know what I mean? And I thanked her because she was there when it happened. So anyways, I go home. You know what I mean? I start to cook. You know what I mean? I don't want to show too much, but I start cooking. Straight up, I start to cook. Oh yeah, Scully, sound my guy. But I start to cook. I start making 3D models and rendering and rendering and rendering, right? And I'm taking my time, trying to figure it out. Put together a little commercial, all that type of deal. Just trying to figure it out. So anyways, I figure it out. The training gloves were the first thing that I made. Because, well, I found a manufacturer. I did my research on the materials. Right now, I mean, the goal is ultimately vertical integration. I want to be able to make it myself and distribute it myself and be in control of all of that. But found a manufacturer. They made quality stuff. I ordered some samples in to see how I liked them. And then the glove was born, straight up. You know what I mean? I had this for some time, for some months. This is the training glove with the Velcro. Genuine leather. Laxtra Athletics. You know the vibes. I ordered that. And then I was like, well, you know, the training gloves are cool, but every glove brand, it has a competitive glove, right? They have gloves that people spar in, right? So people, they tried these gloves, the training gloves, and everyone was just like, yo, this is the best glove I ever used, straight up. So then I'm like, okay, well, if that's the case, I think I know what I'm doing a little bit. I think I got a good manufacturer, I got good materials. So let me go ahead and cook up a competitive glove. Straight up, go back to rendering, cook up a competitive glove. 8-ounce glove. And I think a lot of fighters are gonna like this, right? And then this glove was born, right? The Laxtra competitive glove was born, right? People liked it. This was stylish. It was different. You know what I mean? Of course, it's lace up. The colors stood out. You know, I've worn them a handful of times. I've broken them in a little bit at this point. Not too much, but you know, respectable amount. Put some work in. Put some miles on them a little bit. And then I say, you know what? Gloves are nice, but there's more to this shit than just punching, right? You got to be able to train. You got to be able to train. So I decided, you know what? We need to have full-on training equipment being made. Okay, not just gloves, because again, this sport is not just about socking on niggas. It's about the science of it. You know what I mean? The defense and everything. You got to be able to practice. So even if somebody that says, you know what, the gloves aren't for me, right? They're not for me. I said, you know what? Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and get in the lab. We're gonna work on some gear. So I'm gonna show you some of what arrived today. Right? Work on some groin guards. Yeah, work on some groin guards. You know, work on some headgear. Yeah, work on some headgear. And you know, work on some sparring gloves. You know what I mean? Because this is the vision. Ultimately, this is the vision. You dig? This is the vision. So, with that being said, put in some more work, do some more, you know, develop some more stuff. I don't know if I have any pictures. I don't think I have any pictures leading up. But anyways, I was waiting. Took me about a month to get it all made and get it all here. So now it's here. I'm gonna just go ahead and unbox straight up. You know what I mean? I'm happy that it's here. It's been a long awaited, who knows? Might have been a month, might have been a month and a half. But got a box here I cut open. And we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. First off, you know, the headgear. The headgear is buttery. Straight up. It's buttery. It's buttery. The leather is very nice, very comfy. I'm gonna have to unlace this a little bit. It's pretty tight. It's pretty tight. Probably tape this a little bit too. Once I get it all situated and settled in. Oops. Let's see, maybe it'll fit like this. If I have to do the back more. Yeah, I gotta do the back. It's a medium. Hopefully I didn't need a large. Because my head is not really big like that, to be honest. But we're gonna see. Hopefully this fits. I think it will. I'm hopeful. Yeah, it'll fit. No! My do-rag. I gotta take it off. Take that shit off. Yeah, it does fit. It does fit. Breathe. I can breathe. I can breathe. I can. My ears are here. And I'm getting through there clapping you in the ears. Behind the ears protected. Your chin, your jaw is protected. Your neck, your equilibrium is protected. Obviously, the forehead, the temples are protected, right? Got my temple is nice and protected. Got the gladiator look to it. Yeah. 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 Holy. All right. And then point guard fell down. Whoops. All right. Got the groin guard to protect the BB. There were some revisions made. Got red stitches. Got that Laxtra here. No Laxtra athletics over here. That's the only difference for real. Yep, got the cup. Hopefully I can put this motherfucker on. I haven't. Nah, I gotta unlace. Definitely gotta unlace. I've been up in here marinating all day, man. Waiting on this package. Handling some projects, handling some biz. Come on, baby. Okay. Nice. This is a good look. Got the cup. Yeah, now if you get hit with that, if you get hit there, still rattle you up a little bit. Nice. Got the cup. Got the cup. Got the cup. Protects your hips. Dig does what it's supposed to do. It's not up too high. Some groin guards, you know, they come up pretty high, too high. Some people, you know, they wear their trunks up too high. It's nice. I like this. Then you gotta take shots to the abs. Still take shots to the abs. Still here. Yes. 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 You see what I'm saying? But not yet. Groin guard is a success. Success. Let's peel this off. And then, like I said, need something to sparring. So I ordered a 16, right? Got me a 16-ounce glove made. Now the point of all of this is, I'll get to my next point, with what my goal is and what I want to do with this. Got a 16, navy blue and silver and gray, just like the headgear. You know what I'm saying? Navy blue, kind of like the Dallas Cowboys a little bit. Kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. I made the logo a little smaller. Some revisions, nothing crazy. But yes, this is indeed a 16-ounce glove. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if it focused in all the way. But it is a 16-ounce glove. I'm going to try it on, see how it feels. The quality is excellent. That's one thing about my brand I'm pushing the most is, you know, quality first and foremost. I don't want them to feel like pillows. I want them to feel, you know, practical, like you can defend yourself with them. But I also don't want them to be so heavy and stiff for the sake of a punch that you can't even open your hands, because that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these are some good 16s. There's some good 16s. See, I can open my hand. It's like that Everlast glove identity, where you can open your hand and catch. Yes, and you can still yes. You can still throw your punches. You see what I'm saying? So we're all good in that department. Overall, I'm really liking these, and so are you. But my meeting with Freddie Roach, my time in LA with my old girlfriend, were the catalysts behind the beginning of this branch of the brand. right? Now, obviously, when it comes to the you know, the clothes and all that type of stuff, you can do whatever you want. I hoop in them, you know what I mean? I hoop in the shorts. I hoop in, you know, it's all good. But you know, at the very end of the day, get into this boxing team. Still got power in the 16. Stop playing with it, you know. But now this is what it's all about right here. And I wanted to record this, and I'm glad I made this channel what it is now, because I can document these things in these designer developer diaries type videos, you know what I mean, and bring my brand to the world. And I can come back and watch this stuff. So gyms everywhere, be prepared. I'm coming through my equipment, I'm demoing, I'm pitching, and I would like to do some work with some pros. Anybody who knows anybody that's out there, or if you see this, just know I'm coming. You know what I mean? Bay Area, I like to touch the Bay Area first. I'm coming from Sacramento. You know, Bay Area, Vegas, LA, New York, Miami, the UK, Japan, everybody understand that you're gonna be seeing these. You're gonna be seeing these around. All right, it's not always just about the fancy tech and all of that. Mind you, these got tech, but that's not the pitch. We pitching real soul in the brand. You know what I mean? This shit got life to it. This shit got legs. It's something you want to be a part of. We are for the fighters, by the fighters, first and foremost. So anyway, appreciate everybody who's tuning into these videos so far. Somebody, it's crazy. I don't get views on this channel at all yet, because I'm really just rebuilding from scratch when it comes to my algorithm. But somebody, they replied to one of my Instagram notes, a friend of mine I haven't talked to in a little bit, but it's the homie regardless. He was like, hey man, I've been watching your videos. Stay, you know, keep doing them. And I appreciate that. Even if it's only one person that I touch, it makes no difference to me. None. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up. We're 22 minutes deep, but it was worth waiting for, trust me. I will be seeing you soon.